In 2008, Universal Pictures brought the Tale of Despereaux to cinematic life with state-of-the-art animation that proves even stories of pure fantasy can be rendered with an air of realism. But PigPen Theatre Company prefers to engage its audience with something less high-tech.
I've got an idea.
You're going to see us pull out a bed sheet and a cardboard puppet and light it, and you'll understand immediately what's happening.
Arya Shahi is a founding member of PigPen. He insists there can be emotional depth in things that are anything but realistic.
There is a pact that you make with the audience almost before the show begins, where we just kind of set the stage and then indicate that we're going to ask you to go on an imagination trip with us, because that's what we did kind of coming up as a company. Is we couldn't rely on the CGI budget. We could rely on bed sheets.
But that low-tech approach creates a magic unique to theater, says fellow PigPen founder Brian Melia.
Part of the fun of using puppets is to surprise the audience and making them go, oh shoot, by the end of the show, like I actually am connected to this thing that I didn't know was gonna, make me feel this way.
The challenge in adapting the Tale of Despereaux to the stage was to get the audience to connect with a mouse and a rat as main characters.
How do you do not only animals, which we've done before, but particularly small animals? Animals that in life probably aren't big enough to carry the weight of an emotional moment on stage.
The solution Shahi and his PigPen collaborators came up with involved mixing their favorite stage inventions with some new elements.
We're using three-dimensional puppets that are kind of a little bit larger than life so you can see them, but that really indicate like how small these characters are. We're using actors that just portray the characters without any kind of costume pieces or anything.
I'm just a mouse. I'm not even a good mouse.
Well, what does a good mouse do?
They sniff around for crumbs, and they scurry.
Good. I'm looking at you right now, and let me tell thee something. Thou art no scurrier. Thou hast a noble carriage.
Actress Betsy Morgan is new to PigPen's style of theater and enjoyed the challenge of interacting with a rodent puppet in her hand.
It ain't exactly what I had in mind when I dreamed of living in the castle.
I'm playing one character, and then I'm trying to keep the life of the puppet, which is a totally different being, alive. So for me, it was always about making sure that that puppet character was independent and living and breathing while I was singing as the other character. So it's a little bit of like rubbing your stomach and tapping your head at the same time.
Melia plays the narrator who helps pull the audience into the world of Despereaux.
I just want me hanky back. If you promise to bring it back to me, I'll help you get back upstairs.
How?
Part of the appeal of doing this story was the idea that in the book it invites you into the story. It's a very personal relationship that you have with the voice of the book, the narrator. And we saw that as a quick link to the way that in theater the invitation to the audience to contribute their imaginations is as important as us contributing our imaginations.
Morgan sees it as an invitation for the audience to be creative with the artists on stage.
We do this show that looks very technically beautiful, but when you get down to it, because of the brilliance of our designers, Jason and Isabella, we have a show that is not very technically advanced. It's basically all we're working with are puppets, which are made by cardboard cutouts and sheets. Like, these are all very homemade things, and I think that that's inspiring as an audience member to come and watch something that you can do at home. If I were a kid coming to see this production, I would most certainly go home and start making puppets.
Hello!
The charm of this production stems from its sincere investment in the story and its do-it-yourself ingenuity that never tries to hide the fact that sometimes it's just a flashlight, a bedsheet, and a piece of cardboard.
You'll understand how we're doing these things, and we are doing all of them, but you'll find moments where hopefully there will be a spark of wonder and joy because you don't know how we're doing it, but you know that there's nothing helping us.
No green screen, no CGI, no D-box vibrating seats. Just artists asking audiences to take a leap of faith and seeing the wondrous places that imagination can take them. Beth Accomando, KPBS News.
All that I know.